Good afternoon and welcome to today's Mid-America Christian Men's Basketball Preseason Press Conference. Today we are joined by the head coach of the Evangels, Josh Gamblin, and sitting beside him today are Tony Dorsey, Terrance Jones, and Toni Kumanovic. Thank you very much for being with us today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
My opening question is for you, Coach Gamblin. I'm sure after how the 2020-21 season went, you'll be looking forward to this year after you had pretty much half the season lost due to COVID-19 cancellations. Yeah. However, in that short season, you guys were able to put together a solid postseason run. Team advanced to just its second ever SAC tournament championship game, and after upsetting number 8 Southwestern Assemblies of God in the semifinals, you guys then defeated Holy Cross in the NAIA tournament. May I ask how you feel going through a season like that has prepared your team, and what are your expectations for the upcoming year?
Well, I think it prepared these guys and our team that were here last year. We have a ton of returners. There's just not much that they haven't been through, and that's basketball, that's non-basketball. They've seen a lot of different situations, whether that be life, whether that be winning, whether that be losing. But I've loved the growth, namely spiritually. We got a lot of mature kids on our team and just proud to be their coach. I think, we don't like to put any names on the expectations. We just need to get better every day. Whether we've been here 4 years, 3 years, we just have to get better every day. And I think we have a group that works really hard, that loves to compete, but more than anything loves one another. And they're easy to coach. It's probably the oldest group we've had here, experience-wise, age-wise. The blessing of the pandemic is that a lot of guys got extra years and they get to be back, and so we have much more rhythm and a kind of a fluidity to us this year that the pandemic took away from us last year. So excited to get back after it for sure.
I have a question for Terrance. Last season, you took on the primary scoring role on this team after Ashford Golden and Cedric Wright graduated the previous spring. You finished the year averaging 17.4 points per game and 8.3 rebounds per game to be named an NAIA and NCCAA All-American. Can I ask, what has helped you develop into not just a better scorer, but also a better rebounder as well?
Well, preferably I'll say I've always been a good rebounder. I think I've always been a good rebounder, I'll say that. But honestly, rebound, I attack the boards. I always, rebounding it'll get you a lot of victories. Without rebounding, it's nothing, it can be disaster. But I say that, rebounding helped my scoring also, because I like to go downhill. So in transition, I try to grab the ball, I try to be first to the board.
Tony, I have a couple questions for you. You've been starting point guard for the past 2 seasons, and last year I thought you had a pretty amazing comeback after you tore your meniscus in the fall. When you came back in the spring, you averaged 2.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and 2.8 assists. You even got some all-conference honors despite only playing half the season. May I ask, what led you to having such a strong recovery, and can you tell me what you'll be looking for most running the point this season?
Well, I think Coach hit it on it, the spiritual aspect of it, having strong faith, and with my teammates pushing me and just having a strong mindset of knowing that if I put in the work, I can get back to my normal play and whatnot. And as far as leading the team with these guys, expectations are always high. So, like Coach said, we're not going to put a name on anything. We're just going to come and get better each and every day.
Tony, I've got a question for you. You're one of the most veteran guys on this team after you came to MACU in 2018. You've been on the last 3 teams that have all qualified for the NAIA National Tournament. With you being on some of the most talented teams in this program's history, what sort of potential do you see in this year's team, and what sort of step does it take to get back to national championship contention?
So, as you mentioned, I've been here for a long time, but I think the leadership is the most important. And now, not just as players, but as people, those 2 guys are captains, and me, because I've been playing basketball for a long time, and coming from a different country, maybe bring something different, some different perspective or view of basketball play. So I think we have everything, leadership from the old guys and new guys. So far they showed a lot of talent, especially we are loaded on guards positions. So we just need to buy in like last two teams, they bought in pretty good, and this team, I think we have a great potential even to be a contenders and probably be ranked for most of the season. So I'm looking forward to this season.
Coach Gamblin, you've had the opportunity to be a part of some phenomenal programs, and it seems like this year you brought in some big-time talent to an already loaded roster. What can you tell me about some of these incoming players, and what sort of impact do you expect them to make?
It's a veteran group. It was probably the smallest recruiting class we brought in a really long time. Really like our young guys, and even starts with some returners, Terrance Gaines, Connor Davis, Jalen Barnett, Quentin Woodson, all young freshmen that I think have a chance to be really good. Ivan Goodwin, who's a transfer from Eastfield, who's actually a freshman as well due to the pandemic, can really shoot it and do a lot of good things. Isaiah Hammonds and Kendall Scott are both Division II transfers who I think will have big impacts on our group. Isaiah is kind of what TK said, a part of we feel like a really talented kind of 5, 6, 7 guard rotation, guys who can do a lot of different things. And then Kendall, who won't be available till the break, provides us something different at the 5 spot. Really long, really athletic, very skilled, can score in multiple ways. So really excited about that. But then when you start talking about guys that are coming back, I thought Caleb Briggs and Josiah Lewis and Omar Boone, along with these 3 guys, just had great summers. I mean, the thing about our group is they love to play the game. It's rare for them not to be in the gym. Sometimes we have to hold them back from being in the gym because they love to get after it so much. And I thought this summer guys got better. I thought in the preseason guys got better. They love to compete. And so excited about the class, excited about how the class fits with what we have. And it's a tough group. They've been through it all. So expectations are high, but we're grounded in the fact that we have to work really hard every day to get better.
I have a question for all 3 players. All 3 of you had the chance to play on some great teams. Can I ask you what your favorite moment or game has been playing here at MACU, and what is your favorite thing about being a part of this team?
I would have to say winning a sack my junior year along with these guys. That was one of my fondest memories thus far. I mean, we hope to have many more this year, but as of right now, 2019, 2020, winning a sack was one of my fondest memories.
I would have to say that's a tough question. That's a tough question. I definitely, because I have a lot, but my most, I would have to say Sagu. No, actually Langston. We was playing Langston at home, and I remember we went on like a crazy run. And Devon Moore was going crazy, and he hit a buzzer at the half, and it was like it just belonged. It just fit in that whole moment. Second, it's just a walk off, and I was like, man, I wouldn't trade anything. But yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite. That's my favorite moment.
I would say, just like TD said, like cutting the nets. Even though I didn't play that year, I was redshirting, but that was a special feeling. Cut the nets, winning the SAC conference, because that's a special moment. You don't do that every single year.
Yeah.
But also last year, after the first win against Holy Cross, because we know we gave everything, we really played like through adversity, and last year was kind of crazy with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
But that first win in the first round, and like I felt that I contributed a lot to that. So just that feeling, being part of something bigger, just that's a favorite part of playing this game.
Coach Gamblin, do you have any closing remarks?
No, I totally agree with what all 3 of these guys just said. We've had a lot of really cool moments. I think when you talk about our program over the last, this is year 7 for us as a staff, last year was one of the most special years because that team just went through everything. Everybody remembers the 30-2 team, but as TK said, that moment after we beat Holy Cross, in the national tournament, Demarius Brooks had an unbelievable game, and a kid who deserved to have a great game. just that moment of knowing, golly, those kids have been through everything. They deserve something really good to happen, But just really excited to get after it with this group. We felt like we left some meat on the bone last year, and we can't guarantee anything. We don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you the magic's in the work, and we're working really hard. And I'm thankful for these guys. I'm thankful that the Lord's allowed me to coach them, and we're ready to get after it.
All right, and that'll do it for today's MACU men's basketball preseason press conference. The Evangels will officially tip off the season here at the Gawkey Activity Center on October 23rd. The Evangels will host Ozark Christian for a 4 p.m. tip-off. Coach Gamblin, Tony, and Terrance, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.